You're watching Fox 9 Good Day.
Welcome back. On a Monday, parenting is hard, even on a good day. But navigating a co-parenting relationship can add just an extra level and layer of difficulty.
Yeah, a group of professionals wants to help you navigate those tricky situations. They're called the Divorce Support Collective, and they're hosting a co-parenting success summit all week long. This morning, we're joined by organizer Rachel Kennedy. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So I just did a quick Google search before Good Day started, and I was like, okay, how common is divorce? And quick Google search led me to believe that like about 40% of marriages end in divorce, and I just thought that was a huge number. So like, it's a tough topic, but like, before we talk about the event itself, like what does all this mean?
Divorce.
Divorce. The Divorce Support Collective. What is that about? What does it mean?
Yeah. So we exist to support people through collaboration, all the way from contemplating divorce through thriving post-decree. So we don't want people just like surviving divorce. We want to see people thriving on the other side of it, like so many of us are. And so that's why we exist as an organization.
And you mentioned, I mean, there's a lot that can happen from the just start of, I think maybe this is not working, to we've come out of this, we figured this out.
Absolutely.
There's a lot at play there. And if you've never experienced it, you might be wondering, where do I even start, or where do I go? And that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah. I'm a family mediator, like apart from the Divorce Support Collective, and so I help people with divorces. I can't tell you how many people come into my office, they're like, I've never been divorced before. Like, this is scary, this is weird, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, it's all right. Sure. I've been divorced, I do this every day, we can work through it together. So some colleagues and I developed the Divorce Support Collective to just really support people, like I said, all the way from thinking about it, is this the right next step, all the way through, okay, we did that. How am I doing? How are my kids doing? How are we, just thriving on the other side of it.
What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions or maybe biggest hurdles for some of these folks?
Oh gosh. I think probably one really big one is the whole idea of like, it takes two to tango. Like, if you would just play nice, then everything would go well. Well, sometimes that's fine. Sometimes divorces really are amicable, and it's just two mature, grown-up people who are like, this just isn't working anymore. We want to, move on gracefully, put our kids first. Great. A lot of times that's not what we see, and so it's like you've got kind of one person who's trying really hard to play nicely, and another person who's maybe not, and you can't control the behavior of another person. You can't control how your kids are parented, that half of the time when they're in their other parent's home, and those kind of things can be really difficult things for people to get used to as they're making this transition.
When as much as you want to make it black and white, there's emotion involved, there's love involved.
Much.
There's other people involved, there's families involved. Talk about this summit. What's the goal here, and what could people expect?
Yeah, so it's over the course of a few days. It started this morning, so you'll get different seminars emailed to you each morning, Monday through Thursday. And we've got topics on, we've got a real estate agent sharing like, how do you navigate splitting up the houses? We've got several different niches of parenting experts talking about co-parenting versus parallel parenting, and co-parenting with special needs, setting boundaries, that type of stuff. And so there are different seminars each morning that you can just kind of watch on your own. And then on Thursday evening, we're going to have a live event where a bunch of us are on a panel, and it's like, bring all your co-parenting questions. We're going to all be there on Zoom to answer all your co-parenting questions.
Okay, maybe dumb question. You said co-parenting and parallel parenting?
Yeah.
What's the difference? I'd love to laugh.
Sorry.
That was good.
The parallel parenting is kind of like a little segment of co-parenting. I guess it kind of actually goes back to like, if you guys just cannot get along, if one or both people are making it just really difficult. Like, in an ideal world, we're co-parenting and we're texting back and forth. Hey, little Jimmy has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, or Susie has a basketball game tomorrow, or whatever it is.
So co-parenting, you're like working together.
Parallel parenting
not.
is just like, I got the kids on my time. They kind of don't exist when they're on your time.
Oh.
It's not.
That is a difference.
It's really intense. It's not an ideal situation, but depending on I actually have a background in domestic violence, which we just were talking about. So I see a lot of it there. If you've got really big issues, domestic violence, chemical addiction, things like that, it isn't always possible to co-parent peacefully. And so sometimes you have to make that choice to just go with parallel parenting instead.
Sure.
Wow.
Rachel, we appreciate your time.
Yeah.
We know a lot of families are impacted by this, even if it's not directly, indirectly,
Yeah.
and there's still a lot of unknowns and a lot of questions. So we appreciate you being here and telling us about the event. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, to learn more about the online summit, head to the Divorce Support Collective.com.